Hello there and welcome. It is the 29th day of June 2022 and yes, it is another beautiful and sunny day to bring you the newspaper review right here on TAP TV. My name is Cyril Aloysius and with me in for the news today is Miss Natasha Brown. Very much welcome to join me. And before we go straight to our business of the day, as usual, we'll go on a short break and when we return, all of the interesting headlines will be coming your way. Just stay tuned.
Hey there. Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Right, you're welcome back to join us from that short break. And the first paper we shall be looking at is the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines in the Vanguard is we have here on page 5. This one says Ex-Cjn. Ex-Cjn, I beg your pardon, must be probed in judiciary's interest. Chief Justice of Nigeria must be probed in judiciary's interest. That's on page 5 according to Senate. And next on page 15 we have, on page 35 I beg your pardon, NNPC GMD blames fuel scarcity, hike in diesel price on moribund refineries. Okay, that's on page 35. And on page 8 we have 2023 Buhari wades in to assuage aggrieved APC senators, prevents planned exodus. That is for that. And on page 9 we have why I couldn't implement recommendation of 2014 confab report, according to Jonathan. It says why I couldn't implement recommendation of 2014 confab report. That's Jonathan saying on page 9. And lastly on page 7 we have 2023 we are unaware of fresh suit to stop Tinubu, according to Ogala. It says we are unaware of fresh suit to stop Tinubu. That's according to Ogala on page 7 of the Vanguard. Okay, before we move straight now to our next paper, Miss Natasha, I don't know if there's any of the headlines you want to talk about.
Okay, so particularly you mentioned about the Ex-Cjn.
Yes, Ex-Cjn must be probed in judiciary's interest by Senate.
Well, obviously, I mean, without even overflogging it, we know that he actually should be probed. The fact that he actually put in his resignation says a lot. That he already knows that he did some things that were not, should I say, that were not of good, you know, to the other judges. So,
what if his reasons are genuine? What if his reasons are genuine? Because
well, I don't think his resignation is actually genuine, because why didn't you resign earlier on? It's when all of these allegations started coming up. That's when you all of a sudden decided that okay, you needed to resign because of health issues. You were not having the health issues earlier on. So it makes us see that he actually is complicit. Especially with all the allegations that has been laid against him. So we hear that there is the misappropriation of funds. We hear that, you know, welfare packages are not being given to the judges as their rights, or as one of the, you know, packages that comes with their office, down to little things like even fuel for the generator, diesel for the generator. Some judges would have to even come with public transportation and all of that. So all the allegations leveled against him seemed weighty, and this actually was coming from his fellow judges. So I don't think it's like a witch hunt. He actually wasn't doing right. He actually wasn't appropriating the funds in the way that, you know, it had to be designated to various, you know, aspects that.
So you do think he deserves to be probed?
He should be like nobody should be above the law. Nobody should be above probing. So if there are allegations leveled against him, he should face up to it, regardless of resigning or whatnot. He should.
Okay.
For example, Nnamdi Kanu it has been said severally, he has health issues back to back, but still, he's still in custody. So whether he has health issues or not, as long as he has those allegations leveled against him, he should be probed.
Okay, Ms. Natasha, I think I'll have to agree with you because based on this matter, there were times when I think he also had health issues before now, and he didn't resign then because he actually stayed and recovered. So it's actually a surprise
stay
now.
And recover again. But you knew what you were doing, and then you had to resign. So
all right, let's move straight now to our next paper for today. That's the Daily Sun, and amongst the headlines in the Daily Sun, we have here on page 6, this one here says, Buhari panics over looming mass defection from APC. Buhari panics over looming mass defection from APC. Begs 22 senators not to dump party. As Kalu leads aggrieved lawmakers to meet president. You can get all the details on that headline on page 6 of the Daily Sun. Okay, next we have on page 4, this one here says, Owo church killing. Owo church killing. We have not arrested any suspect. We have not arrested any suspect according to police on page 4 of the Daily Sun. Right, and on page 6 as well we have Senate in fresh push to amend Electoral Act. Senate in fresh push to amend Act on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And next we have Jonathan opens up on 2014 confab report. Jonathan opens up on 2014 confab report on page 3. And lastly we have on page 4, 15 feared dead, others missing in renewed Ebonyi Benue boundary dispute. 15 feared dead, others missing in renewed Ebonyi Benue boundary dispute on page 4 of the Daily Sun. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. Ms. Natasha, I don't know which of the headlines you want to talk about.
Particularly about that Owo massacre. That was such a horrific incident that actually happened in our nation, that
Indeed.
It will be very unfair that the culprits are not brought to book.
I think right now a lot of persons are actually of the opinion that that particular incident is about to be swept under the carpet again.
It can't be swept under the carpet. It's just like NSAS. No matter how much the government tries, to want to sweep it.
But we've had other cases of this magnitude and greater ones that have been swept under the carpet as well.
Well, the reason I believe this will not be swept under the carpet is because of how gruesome it was, and how much even
other gruesome ones.
Yes. But then we actually did see the people of Owo Town come out en masse this time around to say they were going to fish these people out for themselves, even without the help of the police. And then from the news that we gathered, certain of their traditionalists in their town there were able. The late causes and all of that, and before we knew, they said certain people came forth to say that they were the ones that perpetrated such atrocity. So for the police to have not been able to apprehend anybody from then till now, I think it's appalling. I think that they're not putting in the much effort that is needed. Because why do I say that? For example, on Twitter there was a young lady, I can't really remember her name, but she allegedly faked her kidnap. I read something like that because she didn't want to get married to somebody that she didn't love. Okay? She faked her kidnap, but within a matter of 24 hours, not more than 24 hours, they were able to trace her location and fetch her from where she was. So now people are asking, if you can't be able to do something for such a matter, it's not trivial but quite trivial, how much more something as grievous as this Owo massacre that seems to be like a religious should I say violence or a religious biased based violence, but it should be something that should take priority in the how do I put it, the priority of their cases. So
Okay.
it's unfortunate that they actually haven't been able to apprehend anybody
All right.
up till this time.
Just before we draw the curtain on this particular headline, I want to ask, given the fact that the police has been unable to apprehend anybody concerning this case up to now, do you really see it as, should I say, can we say that it is, these guys do have political backing from top politicians?
That will be allegedly, because
Okay.
we cannot pinpoint.
Because there is no way
whatever we say
that up to
about
now, not even a single person has been apprehended, and
yes,
this person
And-
should have backings.
and it is okay for a number of people to feel that way, because we are wondering if truly the police were doing their jobs. For example, we've seen DSS pick up people even from just merely tweeting things on Twitter. The next thing, they show up at your
So
doorstep
it means that
So-
you can actually trace people.
yeah, so when people begin to feel like a lot of top politicians are complicit, we cannot blame them. Because we've seen case in points that look quite trivial, but yet the police have been able to, go clamp down on such people. So why can't you do this? So it's quite unfortunate. Even though I will give the police some accolade, because on a number of cases they have come out with good results. But when it's unfortunate that for the very grievous issues of violence that we have, we hardly come up with any, culprits
It's a sad
and
one.
get justice.
It's a sad one.
So,
It's a sad one. All right, now there are a lot of persons who actually think that particular attack was political, highly political. But for now, it's not certain, so let's not do much on it. We'll go straight now to our next and last paper, which is The Nation. And amongst the headlines in The Nation here, we have how it edged us out by aggrieved. How APC governors edged us out by aggrieved senators. Okay. And next we have banditry. Matawale insists residents must carry guns in self-defense. Banditry. Matawale insists residents must carry guns in self-defense. Okay. Next on page 3 we have Senate to probe allegations against Ex-Cjn. Poor welfare dangerous. Okay, that's on page 3. And on page 5 we have why Kanu will remain in custody till November 14th by judge. Why Kanu will remain in custody till November 14th by judge. Okay, and lastly we have 15-year jail term. 15-year jail term awaits landlord renting apartment to Yahoo boys. That's on page 2. I go again. 15 years awaits landlord renting apartment to Yahoo boys. Okay, that's the much we can take in The Nation for today. Before we call it a wrap in the newspaper today, Mrs. Brown, I don't know what you want to take concerning the headlines.
now, I'm sure you might even know the one I'm already tilting to. How can you arrest a landlord for how do I put it?
Renting
his apartment to how do you know?
How is
How
it
do
supposed
you
to
know a Yahoo boy? Is it written on the forehead? Is it in their
landlord supposed to
dressing?
know? Yeah.
Am I okay? So are we saying that landlords should start asking for your statement of account?
Okay.
Is that what they're saying? That
Does
before
this now put a pointer to the fact that our security agencies actually give more attention to irrelevant things? Because it's becoming too much.
to me, when I saw that, I thought it was quite funny. Now, even though I'm not on the plane, the fact that it almost looks like we have a pandemic of this crime here in Nigeria. I cannot downplay it. Why? Because we see it happen. It almost looks like it's now a legitimate career. When you see young boys aspiring to be that, and so on that note,
I have so much passion for it.
On that note, I cannot downplay the fact that it's almost like a pandemic. But the truth of the matter is, when you take the crime out of what it is and begin to say, okay, let's put the onus on landlords to be able to carry the weight of it. I mean, 15 years jail term.
It's too harsh.
That is even true. What kind of penalty is that? You're giving them 15 years jail term for housing landlords, but then our bandits, the Boko Haram, they were giving amnesty. So
maybe that is supposed to make the landlords now to be more careful in the way they rent out the houses to young boys, because probably this is supposed to make any landlord who sees a particular young man whom he or she perceives to be too young to want to rent a particular apartment, to say, okay, to find out the source of income of this person. Maybe it's supposed to do that actually, because
well, yes, not downplaying the fact it can be able to
as
do
a landlord,
that.
I see a young man who I know this guy by now he's supposed to be in school, and then he's coming to rent an apartment that I actually rent out for millions of naira, and you say I should not ask questions.
No, that's what it is now. Yes, you can ask questions, but the point is there will also be bias in the sense that we forget that there's still young boys out there, 21 years of age, 22 years of age, that actually are doing genuine work.
Yeah.
And then they're making a lot of money. And then you look at these people, they come to you and they say they want to rent an apartment, and all of a sudden you're beginning to raise false alarm. Maybe put a call through to the police to say that such a person is suspected to be a Yahoo boy without any concrete evidence.
Okay.
So the question now to be raised is, should landlords now be asking for statement of account? We want to be able to call your workplace. We want to be able to know what you do. Where is my privacy as well? So I think you know, trying to curtail this menace by putting landlords on this kind of leash, so to speak, it's not particularly out of place. But I think the 15 years jail term,
it's too much.
That is extreme. That is extreme. Let the landlords know what parameters they should use to look out for certain things.
Okay.
If they're going to be getting if they're going to be renting their apartments out. Because normally I don't think there's any place that you go to say that you want to rent their apartments, that I know mostly what they usually would ask is are you married? Where do you work? And but they don't necessarily ask you how much do you earn. Because that's private to me. If I can be able to rent your property, I can be able to rent it. So it rather should be, what parameters should they look out for?
Okay.
And also, if now you're found to be complicit by renting this out to these people time after time consecutively, then we can clamp down on you. But not when I innocently make one mistake and I did not know. I mean, it's not a very fair. It's not very balanced.
It's too hard.
It's not balanced. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Natasha Brown, for your time with us today. We do appreciate, but unfortunately, this is where we have to call it a wrap on today's segment of the newspaper review. And as for you who has been faithful to your screen, thank you so much for sticking there. Without you, we would not be here. That is a fact. My name remains Cyril Aloysius, and please do not forget, you can also be a part of this discussion. If you have any questions, you have any suggestions to make, do well to drop them in the comment section of any of our social media platforms. On YouTube, we're at TAF TV. On Instagram, we're at TAF TV_NG. On Facebook, we're at TAF TV. And on Twitter, we're at TAF TV. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is where we have to call it a wrap on the newspaper review for today. Until we come your way again next time, my name remains Cyril Aloysius. It's bye-bye for now.